Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we're having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Move That Scrap, which is being made by user Striker. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, the ability to move scrap. It's right there in the name, and I just love it. As one of my biggest complaints about the settlement mode in this game was that not every object in your settlement area is movable. Certain things can only be either left alone or scrapped, and I really don't like that because, well, in my mind, this is a post-apocalyptic Fallout wasteland, and you should have junk scattered about, so why not let us move that junk to some place we find more aesthetically pleasing for our post-apocalyptic settlement? Like, say this truck, for instance. It lives here, and I can either keep it here or let it, be used for scrap metal. But what if I want to move it over there by that Brahmin? Previously, I couldn't, but now, thanks to this mod, I can. All we have to do is be in settlement mode and just hit E on it like any other item in the game, and we can move it around, and bam, there we go. Now that truck lives there on this foundation for some strange reason, and I am happy with that. Oh, it makes my heart content. I can finally move things like these street lamps here. If I want it over on the other side of the street, I can move it there rather than scrapping it. This tree, rather than taking it for its wood, I can move it over in the street for some strange reason. I mean, come on, who doesn't want a tree growing through pavement? Now, sadly, not all items in the settlement are still movable. I mean, this tree, for instance, we can't move it because, well, it's a solid object. Same with things like these houses. Of course, they are still just solid models in the game, so we can't touch those. But essentially everything that is scrappable is now movable. So, for instance, again, say things like these piles of ruined house, you could move over by another ruined house to make, well, that one now look slightly more ruined, I guess. Or move the tree stump and, place it next to this car here. Whatever you like, you can now do. Again, assuming it was a previously scrappable item. And there's still some more limitations with that. Certain scrappable items still are not movable. This stove, for instance, we can still only scrap it. But right next to it, this cabinet is movable, so we can make the kitchen of our dreams by moving around cabinets, and even these roof ones here we can move around. And essentially, basically, cars, trucks are movable. Things like the tire walls are movable. Sinks are movable. Ooh, was there a sink in here I could take a look at? Oh boy. Oh. No, but we do have the toilet bowl. There we go. We moved a toilet bowl. Excellent. Things like crates, lamps, street lights, campfires, counters, cash registers, sandbags, step ladders, and a whole list of other miscellaneous objects are now movable. Sadly, again, still some aren't. This sort of counter here isn't, but the radio is. But for the most part, most things are now movable, which just makes me happy because now I can actually properly organize my settlement how I want to. I can move all the junk that I didn't want to get rid of into a place where I do want it to be, so I can condense my settlement down and really give it that Fallout feel that I'm wanting to give my settlements. And yeah, that just makes me happy, and well, that's also more or less all there is to this mod. Not really a whole lot to go over. Again, essentially anything that was scrappable, or for the most part, anything that was scrappable, is now instead also movable. And that's just a good thing to have. So that is really it for this episode today, guys. Not a whole lot exactly to go over with this one. So if you would like to try out this mod for yourself, and I would highly suggest that you do, you can go and check it out in the link in the description. And of course, I do hope that you have enjoyed this video today and that you do come back for the next. But until then, thank you for watching, my friends, and as always, Have a good one. Now I'm going to go move around a lot of cars and street lamps and stuff so I can finally make Sanctuary exactly how I wanted it. Later, folks.